Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, no. Only good things. If there's negatives, I truly do tell you. Of course, I'm not a complainer, mostly. I won't complain if I'm being okay, we're going live and we're bringing everybody in. So good morning, I'm Judge Person. I'm going to repeat myself a little bit through the morning. Just want to make sure that everybody's audio gets connected before we get started, but I'm Judge Person and I'm sort of watching everybody's, audio connect, and I've already had a few people get disconnected, so hopefully they'll try to log back in. But again, I'm Judge Person. I welcome everybody to the Temple Municipal Court. Most people are connected. So a couple of folks I was not able to identify, and there's a person just called Zoom user, and they're not on screen, and I'm hitting that. Hi, can you tell me your name?
Phelan.
What is it?
Phelan Lee.
Okay, Mr. Lee, thank you very much. Gotcha. And I'm just relabeling you today just to keep track. I also had a phone call person that got disconnected. It would appear, no, there it is, an iPhone person. Gentlemen, I'm just asking you to unmute your labeled iPhone. So I've got to pull the right file. What's your name, please?
Alejandro Aguirre.
What's the last name?
Aguirre, Aguirre.
Gotcha there. Thank you so much, Mr. Aguirre. And let's see. That I can't identify. Okay. And let's see. Telephone caller. So folks, just stay muted overall, and then when it's your turn, you'll unmute. But a telephone caller, it's a 254 area code. 390 is the last 3 to 4 numbers. And I've asked you to unmute. Just tell me your name. Hello on the telephone. Can you tell me who you are? So I'll keep trying. And Sonia's iPhone, can you tell me your full name?
Sonia Shook.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Shook.
Yes, ma'am.
Change the name on the screen. It'll go back to what you keep it at when you hang up, just so that I keep track. That helps me not lose your place in line. There was a person named Rebecca Hazel or Tazel Waman or Naaman. Can you unmute and tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Rebecca Tassel Naaman. I'm an attorney from Todd Koch's office.
Okay. I'm just going to add that onto the
Okay.
Actually, there we go. I'm not always sure. There's 2 cases.
You want me to add it? I can add it if you want.
No, I've got it. I'm doing it right now. But I was not sure. Okay, glad to see that y'all made it to the meeting. That's great. And okay, so I'm going to do a few announcements before we get started. One thing I want to highlight is this is court, so we do expect everybody to just, behave as if you were in a court. There's a little more comfort to it, so I'm totally okay with that. But I do want everybody to just stay aware that this is, public. People can see you. You may or may not see yourself. The way Zoom works is different depending on the machine you're using. And it's sort of important for you to be aware, like if you're doing something that you wouldn't want everybody to see, you probably want to step off screen to do that because, yeah, everyone can see. I actually see everyone throughout the whole meeting. Not everybody's system is set up that way. but just a reminder, it's on YouTube. It's live there. So just be aware of that. And I sort of my expectation is that while we're more comfortable and this is convenient, and we can get things done this way as long as it works. I am aware that people can slip into it's so convenient that they're not doing the things that they should. A couple of tips. Also, if you start driving a car and you're on a live, feed with a camera like that, I have to disconnect you because it's actually not lawful to have a screen live that you're looking at while you drive. So I will disconnect you and then just pull over safely and log back in, and hopefully we'll still be here and you don't miss your turn. Okay, so those are just some quick tips. Mr. Matson, you and Ms. Damon, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all move into the breakout pretrial room since I know that y'all are familiar with the format, and I'll let y'all go ahead and do that. It'll save some time here down the road since we have a full docket today. So a couple of things, I just want to let you know a few things that I think are helpful just about how things move through a court. So when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods under the law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket represents. It represents a method under the law for accusing someone. When you give a plea, you're giving your answer or response to that accusation. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Guilty means I did this. Not guilty means I'm contesting it. No contest means I'm not contesting it or admitting it. I want to move forward with sentencing without admitting or denying it. So if you plead guilty or no contest, I'm going to move forward with sentencing. If you plead not guilty, that's contested. Now, our law presumes that we're not guilty. So there's nothing wrong with pleading not guilty, but it takes you in a different direction, which is that case. What you're signaling to me is the state needs to prove the case. They have the burden of proof once you enter that plea, and we come to court to do that unless the case is resolved. Cases can get resolved on this docket. There are lots of different ways that cases can get resolved. On a not guilty plea, the prosecutor gets to be heard as well as you. So y'all actually split off on a meeting today online. And we see, I'm asking both parties to take a good long look, make sure we really need to come to trial. The next setting is a pretrial here in the building. That's a little different because that is a presumption that we're heading to trial now. We have certain rights and you have certain duties and responsibilities at that point. So that case on a not guilty is going to move in the direction toward trial. The next setting will be here in the building, and then the final setting will be the trial. If you plead guilty or no contest, I'm moving into sentencing today. If you've already entered a plea and things aren't going well with your order, we might be talking about that too, where a plea has already been accepted. But I do want to tell you a couple of things about guilty and no contest, because at that point you may be wondering, well, what happens next? What is sentencing? This is a Class C court. Everything filed here is a Class C offense. If it's a higher level offense, like a Class B or A or a felony, it gets filed in different courts. Okay, get into all of those details, but I'll tell you that the different courts have different ways of handling everything, and I can't speak for those courts, but I can talk to you about this court because I'm the judge of this court. So guilty or no contest on a Class C offense. Normally that means you're paying the fines and costs, goes on your record. There's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. Ms. Baldridge, are you trying to get my attention? Is it something that is such that everyone needs to hear it right now? You're muted and you're talking and you're waving and
Can you hear me? Can you hear
I
me?
can now. What is the issue?
Something keeps popping up on my screen. What do? I don't know how to work this thing. I'm sorry. It just keeps saying.
What is it?
Well, it keeps going away, but it's saying mute, unmute, and it's saying stay in Zoom. I don't know what it means.
I would just probably ignore all that because you just need to stay on the meeting.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but I'm gonna, if I troubleshoot everybody's technology, first of all, I'm not an IT person. I'm pretty good, but I do run my own show here. They didn't give me like a separate IT person. I can tell you my direction. You know, if something is not working on your end, sometimes you have to log off and log back in. And if I see you do that and come back in pretty quickly, well, I just keep your place in line. I know there's technical stuff that happens for folks. If you have trouble hearing, if everyone has trouble hearing, well, I would assume everybody would be frantically waving and saying no one can hear me. But if everyone's hearing me and a person isn't hearing me, it's their technology. One helpful tool is to don't move around. You know, I get people all the time who are walking around and saying it's not working, it's not working. Well, you're over challenging your system. It's constantly, every time you move, it tries to connect, and it's trying to connect audio and video, and now there's movement. It's doing it over and over and over. If you hold still, it's going to help you a lot. So, you know, there's tips, and that's why we ask people to maybe go onto the Zoom channel first and review everything there. But I would just say, if it's not creating a problem for you, ignore it. Okay. And just listen to the meeting. So, and you're probably not the only one with a question. So thank you. But what I'll tell you, just to get back to the options. So even though you plead guilty or no contest, there's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. And even though you plead guilty or no contest, I still need to look at your income information if we're setting some sort of payment option. If it's not all getting paid in one day like today, then we need to sort it out. So we asked for income information. It's easier if I have it. I have limited options if I don't. If you're pleading not guilty, we still asked for it because I need to set a bond on your case. Bonds have to get posted prior to trial. And I'm just trying to get that information early on. I try not to have people fill out, I don't want to do 2 forms where one form gets me the information. I'm highly efficient. So for example, on your payment application, that doubles as a bond application, that doubles as an indigency application, that doubles as a payment plan application. So it's actually like quadruple ways that we use that. So there's always a reason why I'm asking for what I'm asking. My court is heavily driven by the law and not a whole lot of policy, because the law is busy enough as it is. But I will tell you that if you ask, I can tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to debate it, but I can explain briefly within reason. So I don't debate my rulings, but I do try to make them as transparent as they need to be for you to understand them. Okay. So I don't mind questions, and I'll work with each person, and I will listen when it's your turn. So just a couple of things. There's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal on a plea of guilty or no contest. Those are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and team court. So compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. The law says the judge shall, and therefore I will look for those dismissal options, see if you're qualified, talk to you about them if you plead guilty or no contest. If you plead not guilty, I'm not able to do that because I'm prohibited from digging into your case and asking fact questions, So on a plea of guilty or no contest, with the first option, which is compliance dismissals, I will look automatically for those options and see if we can get you there. You're welcome to ask questions about it. I can't give you legal advice. If you wish to meet with an attorney, you can have a recess and just say, hey, Judge, I need time. I'll give you a recess. We'll come back a different day and reschedule your case. If you're asking questions that are just how to, like, how do I get, a compliance case dismissed? On a plea of guilty or no contest, I can answer those questions. So just ask. And if it's something I'm not able to answer, don't worry that you might ask the wrong question. I'll just tell you, I'm not able to answer that. And here's why. And I'll tell you the options. Okay. So you can always just ask, like Ms. Baldridge needed to ask a question. I don't mind. Okay. So that's kind of how that one works, is I'm automatically looking. If you qualify, I'm moving you toward it. If we can't get you there, I'll explain what's happening. The second option for dismissal is a driver safety course option. Let's talk a minute about money, because every ticket has a court cost and a fine. So if you called the clerk and said, how much is this ticket? And they gave you a number, let's say $285, and it's some kind of charge, speeding charge. Okay. Let's say you're eligible for a driver safety course. So that $285 represents court costs and a fine. And a clerk will usually just give you the whole number, because most people don't call and ask for it to be broken down. They just want to know, if I'm paying this, how much is it? So the clerk gives you that efficient, number, the single number. But in the driving course option, you pay the court cost and the fine goes on hold. And you pay the court cost, you get your record and your course turned in. I dismiss your ticket. It doesn't go on your record as a conviction, and the fine gets waived. You don't pay it if you do the process properly. All of that will be in writing, by the way. So again, the law says the judge shall, which means I look to see if you're qualified. You're welcome to ask in case if you think I missed something, maybe I did, or maybe you need information. Okay, so ask if it's your turn on a plea of guilty or no contest. I'm looking, okay, for that one. The third option is a deferred disposition. Deferred dispositions are in Class C court. They work a little bit differently in that you are allowed to ask the judge for a deferred disposition directly on about 99% of the cases on a plea of guilty or no contest. You may also visit with the prosecutor about whether he would agree to a plea bargain allowing a deferred, and that would get brought to me as an agreement on that not guilty contested docket. So there are two ways to get to a deferral. What is a deferral? Deferred disposition means a delay in finalizing a case. So I put it on hold, I put a court order in place. That court order will list the things that you need to do to gain a dismissal. And if you do them, you get a dismissal. The judge is not required to grant those requests. Judges have discretion over whether they grant those requests, but they are required to consider each and every request if the request is made at the beginning. So guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. I will then be looking to see if I would grant it. So it's pretty quick discussion, okay? And then we sort out the terms and conditions if I approve it, and we figure out how to get signatures and things done, okay? So just that one, you're supposed to be requesting. I'm not requesting it of you because I'm not your advocate, okay? So that's the way that one works. And the fourth and final one is teen court. And I'll just be working you toward teen court, and assuming you want teen court, if you are middle school, high school, homeschooled, heading to the high school diploma or equivalent. If you don't want to do teen court, feel free to interrupt me and tell me that you just want to pay. But teen court is a lot more effective in terms of recurrence of offense. When we're talking about the health and safety code, when we're talking about penal code violations, we're talking about really your future, because those can affect your future cases. Class C can impact your career options. When we're talking about traffic safety, we are talking about whether you are, you're in the leading group for death and dismemberment on Texas roadways. That is not an overstatement. 25 and under folks die more and are injured more and are dismembered more in the state of Texas than any other state. And if you have a ticket and you are in the 25 or under group, you've moved into the super group. That's one reason we have teen courts. That's one reason we have driver safety course requirements, because we know, metrically speaking, people do better driving after they take such a course or engage in teen court. And teen court is also for non-traffic offenses as well. So it looks a little like a deferred. However, the parent is assisting, but not just paying money, because a parent paying money, I'm much more likely to see you again than a teen who gets through successfully through teen court. Okay. And that's what I want for you. And I'm pretty sure your parent might too. Okay. So that's the 101 of how things move through and the options that you have available in a Class C court. We're going to begin. I'm going to start with Mr. Matson and Ms. Daman. or Naaman. I would, you can tell me the best way to say it. Yes?
It's Naaman.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Naaman.
Thank you.
And where are we, Mr. Mattson, you as well? Let's start with the Ramirez case, Anna Ramirez. Where are we with that matter?
For Ramirez, Your Honor, we're going to go ahead and do a deferral.
Okay,
That'll be 120 days with driver's safety course by day 60 and payment of fine.
payment and fine on that same day.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, which day?
When did you say is payment?
Within 30 days.
Okay, you cut out just briefly and I didn't hear it.
And Your
Okay.
Honor, I did want to confirm what the total cost was on that ticket because I did see that the fine had been changed at one point due to a warrant being issued.
Right, the fine didn't change, but the warrant fee got added by state law. And so the whole charge is $384.
380. Your Honor, was it 380?
$384.
384.
Look real quick. The warrant fee was added October 24th. The fines did not go up. Just the warrant fees were.
Okay.
So, okay, what we'll do since y'all agree, Mrs. Naaman, do you agree on behalf of your client to that?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
I'll sign that, but what I'm gonna do is send you a copy that we'll generate here and we will be responsible for getting Mr. Mattson's signature. And then we will make sure that you have a copy that's signed by all three of
Okay.
us.
Thank you.
So we'll email that to you through the course of the morning and then we'll get it back to you once.
Perfect. Thank you.
And okay. In fact, I'm signing that now. So that should be heading your way pretty shortly. I just usually sign them up front since we know we all agree. That way you have your copy once you sign it.
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. And then let's move forward to the Jose Rodriguez case.
We're going to go ahead and set that one for final pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay. Right now the setting is January 18th at 1 o'clock here in the court. And we will, I think we send out, no, we did already send that out. So it should already be in your email.
You did.
Okay. Any questions, Ms. Naaman?
No, that will be all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, with the thanks of the court, you're free to hang.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Mr. Mattson, let me advance you forward and your next person is Alexis Wade. And Alexis Wade, let me find you. There you are. And if you can unmute and let me know that I can hear you, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I'm going to move you on over to that meeting. That is that pretrial. And the system will take you over there automatically. And sometimes you can get back on your own and sometimes I need to help you. If I need to help you, Mr. Mattson will let me know. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And I'm also starting with Jerry Lewis, believe it or not. And Jerry Wayne Lewis, if you could unmute, let me know how you're doing. That will help me know that your audio is working. Yeah, I'm not seeing him. There he is. The audio is not connected on Mr. Lewis. So I'll hit him with a quick chat and then we'll move forward and I'll keep trying. Okay, so I'll come back to Mr. Lewis, but I'm going to move forward with Larissa Hubbard. Can you unmute and let me know how you're doing this morning? Good morning. So I'm also hitting you with an unmute request. Let's just keep trying. Y'all look like you're trying to do it. So if you can't, if I can't hear you, we can't have a meeting. So stop for just a second and keep your eyes on your screen. And I'm asking you to unmute, and it should give you a prompt at this point. You're not unmuting. There, maybe. Hello. So I know y'all are hearing me, but I can't really conduct a hearing where someone can't speak. What I will suggest is disconnect and log back in. It should be working, but something's not working on your end because you're not unmuting. So it's kind of like if you were in court and I refused to get a translator. So y'all hang up and try again. I'll work you back in line. Mr. Lewis, Jerry Wayne Lewis, I'm going to have to do the same there. I'm getting nothing at all, no visual, no audio, and no response to chats. So I'll just keep trying with folks, but there is actually a way, and we sent you instructions that just said, hey, log on to Zoom, make sure it's working for you. It really would help if people did that, but we can always just come into court. Okay. Go to the Alexis Wade case. Okay. Thank you. On Alexis Wade, we can unmute. And where are we, folks?
We're going to go ahead and enter a deferral agreement, Your Honor.
Okay.
It will be 120 days with driver's safety course by day 60. And I believe the fine will be paid in 2 installments.
Okay. What are they?
The first will be within the first 30 days, and then the second will be another 30 days after that.
Okay. That's 127 if we break it even. Okay. Let me just kind of let y'all know how this looks from my end. And Ms. Wade, I'll ask you at the end if you agree, okay? So deferral begins today and would end April 6th. Driving safety, we will give you information on how to find a course. That will be due to the court no later than the 7th of February. This will all be written down for you. And then 2 payments of 127 each date. One is due on 1/17 and the other on 2/7. The reason those are not exactly even 30, even 60 is we do it on dates when I know that I'm going to be here in case there's any issue or questions. So will those dates all work for you?
Yes, but is there any way I'd be able to pay some of them early if I have the
Right.
time?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good question. Yes, in a way. Like if you came by and just wanted to pay like $30, I think would that work? That would work. So yeah, you just on those dates, we'll look and make sure that those amounts have been paid. So those are not later than dates. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to send that over to you by email. If you're able to print it, sign it, and send it back to us, will that work for you?
Send it back, go back to the office and give it to you, or send it back through email?
So I'm not really sure of your question because there's lots of meanings to some of the words. What I need is your legal signature on the document today. You can swing by and do it, or we can email it to you if you're able to print it, sign it, and send it back to us today. So which will work best for you?
I can come by.
Okay, what time should we look for you?
I would say about 10:30.
Perfect. Any clerk at the window can help you. And just walk up and let them know you're here. They'll sign that paperwork for you. They'll get you a copy after you sign it. They can give you information too about how to pay online or by phone. You can always come by to do payments, and there's no fees on that if you bring cash or a check. And but we do accept credit cards and all that stuff. They can tell you about that today. So we'll have everything ready for you when you get here, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Wade. You're good to go. Mr. Matson, I'm going to advance you forward. And your next person is Holden Willard. Holden Willard, can you unmute for us? Let us know if things are working.
Hello.
Hi, okay, I'm going to move you over to that meeting. It would be advisable for you to sit down. Okay, I'm going to try again on my docket. I'm definitely having several people with difficulty. Okay, so on the Hubbard case, can y'all unmute?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, so are you dad?
I am Grandpa.
Okay,
Mom is actually having post-operative things done up at the clinic today.
okay. And Granddad, what is your name?
My name is Stephen with a V. Middle name is Trygve, Trygve. Last name is Hubbard as well.
Okay, so you're guardian at this time.
For school, for most things, I'm allowed to make decisions, healthcare decisions. Mom is unable to be here because of her.
I got it. I got
surgery.
it. I just have to get an affirmative answer
Yes,
to my
sorry.
question because legally speaking, I need the answer. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
got it. Okay. So let's see. Larissa, you are 16 and the charge is speeding 45 and a 30. And if you pay it, it's $254. I did receive a request for teen court and proof of enrollment in school. So I am able to approve that request. Normally with teen court, there is a teen court fee of $20 and it's a cash fee, and y'all are going to have to come up here to sign paperwork anyway. But can we pay that $20 fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
And then there will be actually a driving safety course that's going to be due not later than 30 days from today, which is the 2nd of January. And I'll give you class information when you get here.
Yes, ma'am.
And we just need you to come by and sign, and we'll put it all in writing and you read it, sign it, ask any questions you have, and then leave and get it done. You can take a course around town. I do advise there's one that is for younger people, but also classes online are acceptable. Are you willing to agree to this, Ms. Hubbard?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Grandpa, Mr.
Yes,
Hubbard,
ma'am.
how do you feel about it?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, what time can y'all be here?
What's your schedule? You have core classes.
We can head there as soon as we get off of this because it's still.
Okay, let's say by around 10:50. Okay,
Okay.
we'll see y'all here.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Thank you. Y'all are good to go. Do you have any questions right
No, ma'am.
now? Okay, thank you. And I also would see if Mr. Lewis has gotten his audio connected. It's still trying. I'll keep circling around. I'm not going to rudely dismiss anybody's situation. I'll just keep trying if stuff like that happens. But I'm going to move on to Reginald Kindred. Reginald Kindred, can you unmute and let me hear that you can hear me?
Okay, I'm here.
Good morning. How are you, Mr. Kindred?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, glad to hear it. I'm just pulling your file. And so just looking, so I did receive a request for a payment plan of $50 a month on a plea of no contest, I think, or a no driver's license charge. Let me back up first before we talk about a payment plan and first confirm that you are Reginald Kindred.
Yes, ma'am.
And 61370, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you entered a plea of guilty on the no driver's license charge, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a quick question, and that is, are you getting a driver's license?
Well, they told me that I got to wait on back to child support stuff going on.
Okay. So any thoughts on when that might clear up? Like how long is that going to take?
No, I ain't getting no answer on that.
Okay. So I did receive your request for a $50 a month payment plan, but I also received information from you that indicated to me that you don't have income at this time. And if that is in fact the case, I can order community service instead of payment. If we did that, it would be 9 hours, and I could give you till January 1st. I'm sorry, January 17th, and see, I can always give you more time, but you'll have to keep up with it and apply for an extension. But I'm showing that the appropriate action today really would be for community service instead of payment. What do you say? So you're muted. You muted yourself. Can you unmute? There you go.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, you muted the conversation. So normally in your situation, I would order community service instead of payment. And it would be 9 hours. It would be 9 hours due January 17th. What do you say?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. Can you swing by the court? We can hand you all the information. There are rules. There's a list of places to choose from and a timesheet to keep track of your hours.
Okay.
When can you be here?
Well, I'll be there about 30 minutes.
Okay, don't rush because we've got, paperwork we're trying to get ready for. We'll say about 10:30. Okay.
No problem.
Okay, we'll see you about 10:30, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kendrick. Okay, Mr. Matson. And Mr. Matson, I did get.
Sorry, I was having trouble hearing you over that audio feedback. Can you repeat that?
Yes, I was just saying that I'm ready to hear where we are on the Holden Willard case.
We are going to continue to final pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Willard, we've already sent that information to you, but just as a reminder, that is January 18th at 1 o'clock here in the courtroom, okay? Mr. Willard?
Yes, ma'am.
So just a reminder that is going to be here in the courtroom on January 18th at 1 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Matson, I'm going to move you forward with Destiny Colvin. Ms. Colvin is, I believe, with a parent. I just want to confirm that. And ma'am, what is your name?
My name is Kayla Colvin.
Okay, and you are mom, I assume?
I am.
Okay. And let me check one more thing. We emailed juvenile documents over on November 23rd, and I did not get them back yet. So before Mr. Metzen, before I take you over to that meeting, let me just walk through these. Did y'all receive these? The first one looks like this, and I'm just going to walk you through them. And then what I'll do is walk you through them and get some signatures later today. I'm going to mute everybody. Somebody's got interference going. And then Ms. Colvin, let me have y'all unmute just one at a time, please, because if everybody unmutes, then nobody gets to be heard. So, okay. Did y'all receive that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we used the email that we used to set up this meeting that you used to log in today. So you might want to double check, but now we're going to use the copies that we have in the court. Okay.
Your Honor, what day did you say you sent it?
So right now we're just going to move forward. Okay.
Okay.
We sent it on the 23rd of November.
I didn't get it.
Okay. So we sent it pretty much setting, but anyway, the first form is a juvenile magistrate warning form. This form tells you that on this day, Wednesday, November 23rd, and now we will change that to December 16th. I'm sorry, 6th. At 9 a.m., personally appeared Destiny Colvin, who is now 16 years old, in the custody of his or her parents, and given the following warnings. You are charged, Destiny, with the offense of assault by contact, which is a misdemeanor. You have the right to hire an attorney to represent you. You have the right to have an attorney present to and during any interviews or questioning by peace officers or attorneys that represent the state of Texas. You have the right to remain silent. You're not required to make any statement, but any statement made by you may be used against you in a court. And you have the right to stop any interviews or questioning at any time. Your signature on this document, when you eventually get to court today to make signatures, will indicate that you have received these warnings, but I can move forward with your verbal acknowledgement at this time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mom, do you feel like she's following?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just make those notes. And that way we're not held up by papers, okay? And when y'all get here, we'll just have you sign. The next form is the next form is to confirm your address. I don't give your address out over the internet. So the address that we have is on Trail Ridge. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you'll make a signature on that when you get here. The next form tells you that, Destiny, you have an obligation. It's a continuing legal obligation to keep the court informed of your address until your case is completed. And so what I will tell you is that, until your case is completed, you have to keep your address current, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Mom, can I get your date of birth, please?
Mine?
Yes.
It's 3/23/88.
Okay, and so you'll just sign saying that you know there's that duty to keep the address current. And then also the fourth page, this is all legally required. The fourth page just tells you that if I make a court order and you don't follow it, you can be held in contempt, which is an additional charge that could be filed at a later date if you don't complete your court order. So just be aware of that. And then the last form, it's really 2 pages. Got a lot of legal language. What that basically tells you is that if you receive a single conviction prior to turning 17 and you complete your court order, when you turn 17, you can apply and have it removed from your record. That's known as an expunction. And in a Class C setting, you go to the court where you receive the conviction from. Be here. So for example, if this case is your only case, and you get, for whatever reason, convicted, you can get it removed fully from your record when you. Okay, so you'll be signing saying you understand that right. Okay. All right, so I will move you forward to the pretrial, and that's a meeting with our prosecutor, Ryan Matson, and I'll just move y'all over to that meeting. And then if there's trouble moving you back over, I'll do it manually, okay? But we'll come back here at the end. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Matson, I'm moving Ms. Colvin over with her mom. They have a lot of interference on that line. It makes it very difficult. Okay, so Ms. Brown, I did see your note to me asking to be moved up because you double booked yourself elsewhere.
Yes.
Right. Ma'am, I mean, you logged in like at the very end. So you're not, yeah.
No problem. No problem. I just need to know how long so I can do multiple things while I'm waiting. So it was a little harder to get on than I expected. So that's not a problem, ma'am. And I'll be doing some things online while I'm waiting. So I just wanted to say,
well, as long as it doesn't interfere with court, I don't have an opinion about it.
all right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to keep moving forward. And I've a little bit of a hectic day today. I do have a need to go back around for a moment and just check in because I have someone who just logged in, sort of last in line, but it's an iPhone that's not connected yet. But I have a telephone caller whom I've asked to unmute a couple of times, 254 area code, ending in the last 3 to 4 digits are 390. Yes, can you tell me your name?
Clinton Flowers.
Say it again.
Clinton Flowers.
Okay. So, Mr. Flowers, I'll be with you shortly, okay? Now, you're on a phone call, so please be aware it's really easy to lose track of the call when you're on a phone call. Sometimes people miss the fact that, they're in court, they zone out, and then when I call their name, they don't hear it. So just pay attention, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's perfect. And then I had a iPhone login, and there's a forehead only. Can you tell me your name, please? You'll have to unmute to tell me where I can hear.
Armando Chavez.
Okay. We'll be with you shortly.
Thank you.
And so I am moving forward then. Jerry Lewis, it looks like we finally got you connected. Perfect. I know you've had some trouble with your audio this morning, and I appreciate you staying with it. I'm just looking at your booking history. I did receive your request. Give me just a moment. Okay, so I received a no contest plea on a rubbish charge that is dated from October 20th of 2022. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I did receive a plea of no contest on a rubbish charge dating from January 19th, 2021. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am. It's a misunderstanding on my part.
Okay, explain.
Well, on the rubbish,
excuse me, yes.
asked, could they be more specific? And I never did get a reply on that. And what I looked up on rubbish said paper and stems, tree limbs and stuff like that. And I just asked, what were they talking about? And
Okay,
like I
let me
say,
read
I
it.
think,
Let me read
Yep.
it to you. Okay, I'll read it to you because it was in the complaint that was filed. And it says rubbish and or debris, including but not limited to fence panel, lumber, tarps, plastic barrels, buckets, building materials, pool ladder, household items, tires, non-functioning lawnmowers, and household trash. They always specifically list it when they file that on the paper that they file.
now what, ma'am, what, was this on this last complaint or was it? Because
me
I
check-
didn't,
Let
I
me
didn't
check the
receive
other
it.
one.
I didn't receive it, ma'am.
Well, when you came into the court, you had a summons, and let me just check. We send that with the summons, right? Oh, we don't. When they come in, do they get a copy? Okay. And then the January 19th of 21, this one says to wit rubbish and or debris, including but not limited to steel barrels, roofing shingles, building materials, indoor furniture, appliances, tarp structure, and boxes. So there's a couple of things I want to just let you know about. One is that it's a really good idea to reach out to code enforcement. And I believe Jeff Sharp is the officer filing, and, get really clear with him what he's asking you to do, because he'll keep looking at your property and, he'll keep filing if it's not corrected. So now's a good time to reach out to code enforcement. They did reach out to you through a letter. You may or may not have received it. I do not know the status of that, but I know that they send them to the person and address listed as the tax roll owner on the tax roll.
Okay.
So that would be, the address they're using and the name that they're using, which is the address and name, I believe, on this property. So, you might reach out to him. He'll have you listed by address and ask, what it is that they need from you to prevent this from continuing to happen for you. If you, we're going to now figure out what we're doing with your cases and the fines and costs. When you come by the court, we're probably going to need a signature or something today. We can make copies of these complaints for you. And when you get a complaint like this filed against you, you can always ask for a copy when you come in. So, that's definitely hit print when you're here. Just say, hey, I need a copy of those complaints because I want to read them,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well,
So then the other request I received was a request for time served. The problem with the time served request is that the booking dates are from the 90s, and I can't give jail credit from the past for something in the future. I can give jail credit if it begins on the date of the accusation and beyond. So I'm not able to grant jail credit on what was provided. The other thing that I noticed, and let me just get to your income information, is that like most of us, there's, a lot happening financially. And it looks to me like I could order community service in your case. And if I did that, then, you would be doing community service instead of payment. What do you say?
well, I wished I could do that, but my health is so bad.
Okay. So what you can do there is I order the community service and I give you a deadline. And that deadline encompasses the idea that if there is a disability or medical condition that prevents you from doing the community service, you talk to your doctor about it and provide a doctor's note. And I then will take it into consideration once you drop it off for me to have a copy.
Okay, ma'am.
So right now, before I see anything from a doctor, because I don't have it yet, but I'll make a note that we might be looking for that. There's 242 hours due. And the due date right now for a doctor note or the hours or a request for an extension is February 7th. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I do need your signature, and that'll give you an opportunity to get copies of everything that you would like to have from your file when you come up here. I will recall your warrant today, and you will not be arrested coming to court to make that signature. What time can we look for? What time can we look for you to come in?
Well, I was getting ready to ask you what would be a good time for me to drop in.
How about noon?
Noon today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am, that'd be fine.
Okay. And just remember, the officer's name is at the bottom of those complaints. So you can always call code enforcement and see, if he's still looking at your property and if there's confusion about what you can and can't do. Since you've had a couple of, cases, it
Yes,
might
ma'am.
be a time to reach out and just ask, hey, am I in compliance now?
Yes, ma'am.
And that
Well,
way,
I'm sorry, I've got my son helping me to clean up,
great.
and it's on an hour-to-hour base. I can't get it all done at one time, but I am getting it done.
Okay.
And I just have to work with you and the code enforcer. Because like I say, my health ain't that good and my finances ain't that good.
Yeah, I really am sympathetic to that, but I know they're going to hold every property to the same standard. So it's a really good idea to get clear with them so that, once and for all, what they expect, you get it into compliance and you just keep it that way.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll look for you around noon, and what we'll be giving you is, let me just print those complaints for him. We've printed those complaints for you to have. And then what I'm looking for is your signature on your, your community service document. And then we'll hand you everything to successfully get that done. And I know that you might be bringing me a doctor's note. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay,
you.
Mr. Lewis. Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
You have a good day.
You too. We'll see you at the front desk.
All righty. Thanks again.
Thank you. So I am moving forward, and the Robert Jones Jr., if you can unmute, that will be helpful. Are you here? Looks like that's one that. So we can come back to that one, but I will move forward with Salvador Flores Castellan. Flores Castellan, can you unmute?
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. How are you today?
Good.
Great. So I did receive a plea. Let's see. On a speeding charge 74 in a 60, a plea of no contest. The fines and costs are $254. Is no contest your plea at this time?
Yes.
Okay. And then I did receive a request for a payment plan. I am actually showing that your bills exceed your income, and I'm just looking at that a little bit more closely. Are you the only person paying or mortgage at your location?
This moment, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I would normally go with community service. And that turns into 13 hours.
Okay.
And it would be due not later than January 17th. If you need more time, you'd have to bring me what you've done and get a request, make a request for an extension. Otherwise, you could just turn your hours in at the clerk's desk in the lobby. How does that sound and what do you say?
That sounds a good option. I actually wanted to know if I can do those on a Saturday.
So I have a list of places in the community where you can do the work. And I let you choose where you're going and when, because I can't manage everybody's schedule.
Okay,
And
that sounds
so
great.
I just give you a list and then you sort it, okay?
Okay,
There are many of them that allow Saturdays.
okay.
Okay, so I do need your signature today, and I know you're over in Queens. Are you gonna be over this way, or are you able to?
No, actually, today I'm working in Hamilton,
So
Texas.
hold on. So I can email it as long as you can print it, sign it, and email it.
What time do you need it to email back?
As soon as possible, no later than 4:30.
Okay, I will try to do that. Yes.
It's a definite, you've got to do it.
Yeah. Okay. I understand that. I'm just trying to be polite and say yes. I'll do.
Okay, yeah, I just, court dates aren't maybes, they're definites. So
Yeah.
We'll email that to you and we'll look to get it back today, okay?
Okay.
The email that we used to set up this meeting, is that email still good?
Yes.
Okay, we'll send it there, okay? And then you just reply.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Flores.
I'm good to go.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. And I am moving forward. Stephanie Shepherd, can you unmute?
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Shepherd. How are you?
I'm good.
I have some confusion on your case, and let me just walk you through where I think we are, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
So I have a no insurance charge, and
Sure.
the last time we spoke, you were having a difficult pregnancy. There were some title issues. You were going to bring us your insurance. You stated to me at that time you believed that you were insured at the time of the stop, which is September 24th, driving that vehicle, and I had given you an extension to get that to us. You just had a lot going on with your child, and so I gave you some time. So my first question is everything all right with your baby?
Yes, ma'am. So I called up there and I did talk to a clerk. I didn't catch her name, and I told her that the judge told me to bring up my insurance, and she said, "But just show you on Zoom." And I'm like, she was just basically being rude, and I'm like, okay. So I just didn't know what to do.
Well, all I really need is what I needed last time, which is I need a copy of your insurance. Who is your insurance company?
It's AMATS, but I do not have them anymore. I'm going to look for a different company.
I get that, Ms. Shepherd. To do a dismissal, I need the previous insurance.
Okay,
Are you gonna be able to bring that to us? Because I specifically told you on the meeting to bring that last time, and you said you would bring that day.
Yes, ma'am. I did have it right, but they kind of canceled on me, so I can bring it in today because I had to go to Waco anyways.
It has to be today, or you're gonna need to set up a payment arrangement.
Yes, I can bring it today. I had to go to AMATS to get everything, and
Okay, what time should we look for you?
after court I can go to AMATS. After AMATS, I can come to the.
Can we try to shoot for noon?
Yes, ma'am.
And can I ask you, you're gonna bring me the insurance covering you on September 24th when you were driving for this ticket, right?
Yes, ma'am, I can get that. So September 22nd is when you need it, correct?
No, no. I need the insurance that covered you September 24th.
Okay, sure. Yes, ma'am, I can get that.
Write down 9/24 insurance.
Yes,
And you're
ma'am.
bringing it today.
Yes.
Okay, because otherwise I will just have to accept your plea and give you a payment arrangement. Okay,
Okay.
so
Thank you.
today's our deadline. Today, I need it physically here. Okay, we'll see you soon, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. You're good to go, Ms. Shepherd, okay? Okay. Mr. Matson, I know that you were speaking with, let's see. Hold on. The Colvin family. Thank you. And where are we with regard to that matter?
We are going to continue the final pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay, we're scheduled January 18th at 2:00. And just a reminder that that is here in person in the court. And Destiny, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I still need y'all to swing by today and sign your papers that are here at the court. What time can we look for you?
As soon as we log off of here, I have to get ready and then we'll head that way.
Okay, so we'll look for y'all by noon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you when you get here.
And you said it's January 18th at 2:00?
January 18th at 2:00, and we're signing today the juvenile paperwork.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone advancing forward. Mr. Matson, I'm moving you forward. Nina, can you unmute? There we are.
Hello.
Hi, great. Okay, your case is scheduled for pretrial, and I'm moving you into that pretrial meeting now, okay? Hopefully that made sense. Let me get that pulled. And I'm also looking to unmute. Let me look. Give me just a moment. A little too much multitasking. I want to stay organized. Did we do Robert Jones' case already? Oh, that's right. Okay, Robert Jones, are you here? Okay, I'm just going to skip that for right now. We'll try to sort it later. I'm moving forward then with Stephanie Shepherd, that case. And I'm moving forward then with Amber Baldridge.
Hi, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Baldridge, for waiting. Just looking at everything, and I want to confirm where we are. We did have community service ordered. That's still where we would be. Okay, nothing has changed with regard to that. We have some KPS pro fines for older cases. And then we've got a couple of new cases. They're new in the sense that a plea has not yet been accepted. Let's see, and just checking. Okay, first things first. There's an expired motor vehicle registration charge, ma'am, and it's from September 27th, and the fines and costs are $151, and that is something that is a compliance case. So my first question is, while you've entered a plea of guilty, the question I have is, can you get that vehicle brought up to date?
I can, but whenever I purchased the vehicle, I got the title. Well, I don't have the funds right now to get the vehicle put in my name in order to go forward with the process. So, I mean, I'm, yeah, it's not your problem, it's mine, and it's my mistake. So.
Well, I guess what my thought is that it doesn't have to be in your name. It just needs to be registered. But what I'm hearing you say is it's your vehicle. You just can't
Excuse me, you cut out.
Yeah.
Is my vehicle wet?
So what I'm hearing you tell me is that you're just not going to be able to register this vehicle at this time at all.
Not at this time. I mean, because I had lost my job and everything, and then my husband, he got laid off. It's a big mess, and like I said, it's not your problem, it's mine. But like I very few times drive this vehicle, and I was actually going to a job interview in Temple. I live in Heights, and that's the only reason why I even drove it. Yeah.
Okay.
I try not to drive the vehicle.
I understand. Yeah, and your license is invalid.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And do you know how to get your license back to valid?
No, ma'am, I do not. I mean, I know that I need to pay off some tickets, but that's all I know. I mean, I don't know if that's just it or what.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I know how to tell you how to find it. Okay.
Okay.
So, we've got a couple of things. First of all, let me get one thing real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So you're over in Heights. Okay. So on the expired motor vehicle registration charge, you did enter a plea of guilty where the fines and costs are $151. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then the license invalid charge, the fines and costs are $281. And I did receive a plea of guilty. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so then I have these older cases that have warrants associated with court order. And there we just had some community service that we were not able to check out. So
that's it. May I speak?
Well, I'd like to finish what I'm telling you
Okay,
first.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the letter I received was a letter from Mike Lawson, and it says, Temple Municipal Court, after checking with each of my department heads, I have determined Feed My Sheep did not supervise the service hours listed on the form for Amber Baldridge. So I was not able to accept those. Okay.
Right.
And that's the deal that we make, is that, we're going to verify them. So,
Right. Yeah.
and I'm not suggesting that you did or did not do them in earnest. I really can't say. But what I would say is that, it's going to need to be hour for hour, an approved provider, supervised appropriately by that entity. And that rule is listed in my rules. So
Right.
I would continue to do community service. It's appropriate. I need to see some progress. I probably have a hold. I mean, I know I have a hold on your license renewal. I don't know if that's all that's going on with your license, because there can be a number of things, including continuing to get convictions for driving with an invalid license. Will these new cases, unfortunately, are going to expand your suspension. So what I'm going to provide for you when you come up today to sign is a packet that tells you how to get an occupational license and how to find the right court and how to get that court to waive your filing fees so that you can get an occupational and get back to its approved times of day where you can drive and work and be productive. Okay. So, and then once you clear my cases, I'll clear my hold, but also you'll be able to look and see what all you need to clear. If I'm the only one, you clear it. If there are other things, you clear those too. So I'm going to give you what I call the driving license super packet. Okay. And all that is stuff that you could do for yourself if you knew where to look, to hit print online, to get it done. Okay. So I've got that packet. That's why I slid over to get it. And it tells you where to go, how to do it, and all the things, all the forms and papers you need are here. Okay. To get a license. And then to clear my cases, my holds, what you need to do is complete your hours and get them turned in. So right now it turns into 136 hours, a due date of February 7th. It's a good time to do hours because a lot of these places really need help during the holidays.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're not going to get arrested for coming to court, but I need your signature today. You need to lawfully get here before we close.
Yeah, May, is there any, by any chance, could you email it to me and I can electronically sign it and send it back?
I don't
Because-
take electronic signatures. I
Okay,
can't, we're not legally binding.
Okay, and you close at 4:30?
We
'Cause
close at 5. If you get here at
5:30.
5, we might close before you can complete it.
Well, I could guarantee me being there before 4:30, but I'm not gonna drive myself again and get arrested. See what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I could wait for my mother to get off of work. My mother gets off around 3-ish, and that's a guarantee. So anytime after 3, but before 4, I promise you, you have my word, I will be there to sign paperwork and grab the packet.
Okay, I've made a note of that and we'll have everything here for you. Today's a court date, so I assume people are available.
Right.
Even
right.
though we're online, like if you
Right.
had a court date and we weren't online, you would be required to be in this building at 9 o'clock
Well,
in the
no,
morning.
yes, ma'am. Yeah,
You
yes,
can
ma'am.
wait
I'm
in a
very-
2 to
very
3
grateful.
hour
And
line. So
I'm very grateful, but I mean, I don't want to drive my vehicle and get
not
arrested.
suggesting that you do, ma'am. I'm just suggesting that you need to make yourself available today.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll be there before 4 o'clock.
Okay. Thank
Right.
you.
Am I good to go?
You are at this time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Moving forward. Sonia Shook, can you unmute? Tell me how you're doing.
Can you hear me?
I sure can. How are you, ma'am?
Thank you. Okay. How about yourself?
I'm fine. Give me a moment to get everything pulled up and to
Okay.
review your file.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So we have a stop from October 18th of 2022.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a no insurance charge from that stop.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
fines- The fines and costs are $281. Let me speak and then you can speak. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Um, I did receive a no contest plea on that insurance. There is also driving or drove the wrong way on a one-way roadway, and I received a no contest plea to that charge.
Okay.
On the insurance charge, were you insured at the time of the stop?
No, ma'am. I thought I was. I'm going. Well, domestic violence divorce, and he was on my account. My insurance was direct withdrawn on through my bank. My husband, the domestic one, he closed my account, and I thought the insurance was coming out of my account, and finding out that it wasn't. It was canceled because he pulled all my money out.
Okay. All right. Are you insured now?
No, ma'am. I don't have no income.
Okay.
I'm going through disability.
And then on the driving the wrong way on a one-way road.
I was trying to help a friend out, try to go pick her up.
Just before you do that. So you're pleading no contest to that charge?
I don't, ma'am, I don't really know. I mean, I'm guilty. I did it.
Okay. And then you requested a right?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You requested a deferral on both cases, right?
Yes, a deferral is like a dismissed.
No, it's a listen, and I'll answer the question. It's a period of time, good behavior, no more offenses. We sort out fines and costs, which I'll talk to you about in a second. I am going to require that you get insured. Okay?
Yes, I'm supposed to go through my disability hearing is February the 13th. I've been waiting 3 years.
But you're gonna be required to not continue to drive without insurance.
Yes.
Starting like now.
Yes. A friend's gonna try to help me out to get insurance. Uh, yes, we're looking at that right now.
Okay. If I grant the deferral, it would be from today until June 6th. I would order community service instead of payment.
Yes.
If you're in a shelter, are you in a shelter?
No, ma'am, I'm at my home. I was supposed to sell. I'm waiting. It's been almost 3 years. I'm waiting on my divorce. I don't know what's the holdup. It was domestic. He did go to court.
Okay.
I
So
can't.
it's,
Yes.
so it's 26 hours to February 7th. And that's the date that I'll be looking for you to show me that you have some kind of insurance covering of any vehicle that you might be driving.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
2 months of insurance. Okay. By February 7th. And
Show proof of 2-month insurance.
yeah, we're gonna, ma'am, listen, we're gonna put all this in writing. I'm just trying to get you to understand where we're going. So I'm telling you that I'm gonna need your signature.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's all gonna be written down for you to follow
Yes,
like a list, okay?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So that's I'll grant that. And now our next challenge becomes how to get your signature on the document. And I need to get that today. So
yes,
I can listen. Go ahead.
my son will get off work. He has 2 jobs. He'll get off at work at 11:30.
Okay, so we'll look for you around 12:30 or so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have everything here, okay, for you.
Okay.
And you'll get copies of everything. One thing I want you to be very aware of, and that is that in doing community service, if you don't do the list that I've provided, if you leave the list, you need to confirm that it's a nonprofit organization or I can't count it.
Okay. Is there like a shelter?
So you need to I've got a list of places, and if you leave the list, it's got to be a nonprofit under the laws of the state of Texas.
Yes.
Or I can't count it.
Okay.
And that'll be in writing. All the rules are in writing and a list of places and a timesheet to keep track of your hours. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We will have everything at the front desk. Bring your son in, and that way he can walk through it with you too, in case you or he have questions, especially since he's helping you right now to get rides. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, Ms. Shook.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. On the NOM case, Mr. Matson, Ms. Nom, where are we?
Your Honor, Ms. Nam would actually like to speak with you briefly.
What is it in regarding Ms.
Good morning. I was wondering if I could change my plea from not guilty to no contest for a resolution by today.
What are you seeking to do?
Defensive driving course.
Okay, so here's the thing that I don't know why, but there's some confusion about this. You've got to opt under state law into that program when you first come in. You didn't, you moved it toward a trial process. So my position is that the prosecutor has to agree to that. In addition, the offense has to be one that allows it. And I just need to double check that because I fell and yield the right of way to her. Did she have a companion piece? That's the second question.
So it is under
Okay.
no.
Okay. Is the state opposed?
The state is not opposed, Your Honor.
Okay. What are the Okay. So if you want to do that, the state is not opposed, and therefore you would pay $144, supply your license and insurance, and sign up for that process. We can email that to you. I see that you're out of town. As long as you can print it and sign it and send it back, with the license and insurance and then make payment either by phone or online. Is that possible?
When you say print, I must hand print and hand sign, or am I allowed to use online resources?
So it kind of depends because those, here's my issue. If a computer assigns a signature and it's not your signature, it's just a computer assigned cursive, that's not your signature. If you have a signature that you've made on a computer that is your legally binding signature, and you have a way to attach it to a document that's sent to you and send it back to us, how would I know the difference?
Yes, I do. And when you say a provision of my driver's license, could a scanned copy be okay?
Yes.
Awesome.
Copy of your insurance, copy of your license, and the documents plus one. Now, have you been to a driver's safety course in the last 12 months getting a ticket?
I believe the question was, have I been to a driver safety course within 12 months prior to the ticket?
Yes.
I have not.
Okay. All right. We can email everything to you. And once you receive it, print it, sign it, get it back to us, or however you're going to choose to do that in a proper way, then you're free to go online and make the payment. You can do it that way, right? Like she says. Okay. And, then you're heading in that direction. We can give you information for how to find a proper course and the proper record. We do automatically send that to you. So that'll just be included in everything. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can we get that back from you by noon?
Yes.
Okay. We should be able to send that pretty soon, shortly. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I have received your plea now of no contest. We will assume then that you are taking a driver safety course. You are signing up today, paying the $144 plus license, plus insurance, plus signature on the documents by around noon or so today.
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll have up to 90 days, but no more, to turn in a proper course and a proper record in order to gain a dismissal and a waiver of the remaining balance.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, with the thanks of the court, I'll let you hang up. Look for your inbox. We'll use the email that you provided to set up the meeting.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Okay, I assume that will work. Thank you. So moving forward, Phelan Lee. Mr. Phelan Lee, can you unmute? I believe it's a phone call. No, it's a Zoom. Zoom user. Mr. Lee, hi, can you get on screen? There you go. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mattson is ready to meet with you. He is our prosecutor.
Okay.
Okay, let me get that file. And I'm moving forward as well with Ms. Hill Doyle, that is Brown, Natalie Brown. Let me have you unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, how are you, Ms. Brown?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So let's see. Okay, I've got that. So I received what you sent to me. Okay, and I do remember this one because it was teeny tiny print. I had two pleas were entered, multiple requests were made. You are on time for court. There is an expired registration charge. That means that I believe you are still eligible. I need to check the timetables, but I believe, listen for a moment, okay? I believe I could probably do a dismissal, but I don't think I have proof of the registration having been done.
There's a reason why, but yes, ma'am. My car, because I got the ticket while I was having a car accident, unfortunately, and has been in the tow, and I just got my car out of the tow, not even within a week. So I'm still in the process of trying, and due to my health, I'm trying to get the registration done and everything done. Well, my plan was yesterday, but I got too sick. So that's my goal, is to get the registration done as soon as quickly as possible. It's been in the tow for over a whole month. And by the grace of God, my parents helped me out. So I'm trying to get the insurance all taken care of. But yes, it's going to be taken care of as of, well, it was supposed to be yesterday, but I'm here today, so it'll be done, momentarily. So
Okay, here's a question.
Sam.
Let me just check one thing. We're coming up on a deadline, and I'm just checking.
Yes, I know. I respect that.
Okay, but today is her first. Okay. I can give you 20 days.
Can you
I
say that
can
one
give
more
you,
time?
I can give you 20 days. I can give you, like 2 weeks from today is December 20th.
Thank you.
That's a little bit less. Let's see.
And
I
how
can
do
give you until the 27th
Okay.
December.
And how do I give you proof of it? Do I need to go up there, or do I can just email it to you?
Okay. So first of all, I can answer that question. Before I do that, how can I get your signature on this extension?
I can do, I mean, my phone was broken, so I'm in the process. I guess I can try to can't go anywhere. I can do an email. I can email electronic is the only thing I can do.
If I email it to you, can you print it and sign it? Like you can do a phone email back.
I'll do that, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can do that. I can do the old fashioned way. No problem.
Okay. I'll email it to the email that we use to set up.
Actually, I need to give you another email if that's okay.
Okay. Okay. Tell me what that is.
It is Nat Hill Waco 13.
NATHIL.
Yeah.
L, 2 L's.
Yes, Hill.
NATHILL.
Nat Hill Waco 13 at gmail.com.
Okay, so let me just make sure I have this because people always go really quickly. NATHILLWACO 13.
Yes, ma'am.
No dots, no dashes, nothing, just straight through at
Yes.
gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then
Trouble with getting my email. So yes.
print it, sign it, email it back, call and confirm that we got it. Give it about 30 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now the next thing is, yes, you can email that back to us as soon as you have it, not later than the 27th. And when you get your registration done, when you go in to register that vehicle, you tell them you got a ticket. If somebody does it for you, they need to tell them that you got a ticket. And you pay a penalty fee, which is $8.
Okay.
Ish, 8 or so. Then when you come back in here, I actually can waive your $20 fee that's here for dismissal as long as you paid your penalty fee.
Yes, ma'am.
Over there at the DMV.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think that's all we have pending.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We'll email you that extension and we just need it back today. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a good day.
That keeps you on time.
Yes,
Keeps your
ma'am.
dismissal option open.
I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. You have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Phelan should be pulling back over. Mr. Lee is just not, it's not moving him back over. I've tried multiple times. Today is just such a snafu. Mr. Matson, the only solution is to instruct him to hang up and dial right back in.
Okay, I will go over and see what he's doing.
Thank you. Brady Watson, can I have y'all on mute?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. How are y'all doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm fine. Let's see. I have a failing to yield the right of way turning left at an intersection. And you are 17, so mom is not required, but very welcome to be here with us. I did receive a guilty plea. Is that do you understand your pleading options of guilty?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, it kind of cut out. But
Okay. Did you understand the pleading options of guilty, not guilty?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how are you pleading at this time?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Okay. And you're requesting teen court, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Teen court, there's a $20 fee.
Okay, that's
Can
fine.
you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about this accident. I have a note that there were injuries.
Sorry, it keeps cutting out. What did you say? Sorry.
I have a note that there's something going on with interference on your end. I have a note that there were injuries. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yes, ma'am. So on my end, nobody was injured. So that must have been with the other driver. Are you asking to like hear about the accident, like what took place?
Yes.
Okay. So I was turning left and the light was green, but there was no left turn signal, but it was green. And
Stop it.
I apologize. So I was turning, the light was green, but there was no left turn signal. And so my car is right here and the truck's on the other side of the road coming this way. And I'm trying to go this way. So it's like two different lanes of traffic and they were pretty far back. And I was about to do my turn and then the light turned yellow. And so I knew the cars going horizontally going this way, they were going to hit me if I had stayed there in the middle of the lane. And so I tried to turn very quickly and the other person that was coming this way noticed that the light was yellow as well. So they sped up trying to beat the light and we just ended up colliding because we both sped up.
Right, but you have the ultimate duty because you're the one turning into
Yes,
traffic.
I understand that. Honestly, before they sped up, I was going to clear them. I thought I had plenty of time, but then they ended up speeding up right when the light turned yellow and it all just happened.
That's always a possibility.
Yes, ma'am.
The thing, if there's no arrow, you don't enter until you're able to turn.
Yes, ma'am.
People go out there thinking they're reserving it somehow. And you still have the ultimate duty to, if you're the one crossing, you always have the duty. There's no way it's ever the other person's fault. It's a strict liability thing. Did they hit you or you hit them?
I believe I hit them, but yeah, I hit them.
Like your front end hit the back end of them, or where did you hit them?
So the front end of my car hit the side of their car.
Which part of the side?
I believe I'm really not sure, but I think towards the front, maybe towards the middle, kind of that front middle area. It definitely wasn't at the back of the car. It was more towards the front middle area.
Okay, so were there people?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I think what we'll look at doing is just moving this into a driving safety course and an essay.
Thank you.
And the essay assignment is driving related for accidents, and you'll get that assignment in writing when you come in. We'll also give you information for how to find a course. Your teen court agreement will therefore be turning in the essay and the course completion certificate, both of those no later than the 17th of January. You don't need to wait. You can wait and do it at the last minute, but I'd advise you not. Get it turned in as soon as possible, no later than that deadline, and I'll dismiss the charge and waive the balance.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What time are y'all coming in today?
I can come immediately.
Okay,
did-
I mean, don't
break-
rush.
Does my son need to be present, ma'am?
Oh, absolutely. It's his case.
Okay. And is it the municipal court, the 401, I'm sorry, where's that address?
Yes.
The 401 North 3rd is where we need to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see y'all shortly, but don't rush because we've got plenty of paper.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Y'all are good to go.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Matson, Mr. Lee was able to swing back over. So let's go ahead and check in. Where are we on this?
We will be continuing to final pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see. This is on the park facing traffic.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Final pretrial on that is going to be January 18th at 1 o'clock here in the courtroom. Okay, Mr. Lee.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, let me move Mr. Matson forward. Don't go yet. Mr. Matson, I'm going to move you forward with Alejandro Aguirre. Did have his audio working. Mr. Aguirre, are you able to hear me? Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, moving you over to that meeting with Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, Mr. Lee, I just want to check in with you. I had a minor in possession of alcohol charge, and I think I revoked your deferred. It's been in my tray. They say my tray is empty. So, okay. So I've already revoked that because I believe it's because we didn't receive a class. Let me double check.
Yes, ma'am. I started doing it too late. I had lost the papers, and I had to get them back. My car got towed, and so it was in my car the whole time. When I finally got my car back, that's how I found them.
Okay. Stay driving. Driving. I'm getting lost. Let me just read it. Deferred appeared, granted deferral, briefing today. Oh, I see. Yeah, because I gave him a 20. That's why I'm getting turned in. And then, did he pay one of the bonds? Okay. And then in the class. Okay. All right. The class was due October 25th.
Yes, ma'am.
And also, in addition to that, there were 2 bonds due. Split them, the payment was $631, and you paid one, and then the other one was due back in November.
Yes.
And so everything just got revoked. And what's about to happen, that revocation hasn't gone through the system yet, but it is about to. And that's going to trigger a suspension of the license. And then there's going to be an order that says you have a course due and now a bond due. So, just to note, if you ever get in that system again, we always have a copy of your order, so you can always come get it. But
Yes, ma'am.
So can you make a payment today on your balance, which is, the balance is 315, I believe still. 316.
Yes. Yes, I can make a payment.
Can you do that today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do the full amount?
Ma'am?
Can you do the full amount of 316?
No, ma'am. I had lost my job.
Okay, what are you able to pay today?
Could I do can I do 50? That's half what I have. I have $100 to my name.
Okay, what are you doing about work?
I've been applying. I actually had a job. Well, I thought it was gonna be a good job, but they're a salesman, so they sold me the job too, and it wasn't what it seemed.
Okay. I think on your balance, let's look at community service.
Okay.
That was well articulated, by the way.
Thank you.
You're not the first person that I've seen that happen to, but you are the first person who was summarized it that easily. So 16 hours. And we're gonna have a due date of January 17th. In addition, I'm still required by law to collect that class from you and also to do a license suspension. I believe, have you had an alcohol charge before?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I wasn't. I have a question about that too.
Yes.
So I wasn't driving when it happened. That's what I was confused about.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the driver's seat.
So yeah, it's not actually it's not a driving related, the alcohol course has nothing to do with who's driving.
Okay.
It has to do with the alcohol course is required because you got a charge of a minor being in possession of alcohol.
Yes, ma'am.
And then if you don't do it, in that pre-period, what the law says is when we enter a conviction, then there's a suspension of the license and a course due. And if the course now doesn't get done again, you get a longer suspension. So right now, I believe, and I'm just going to double check this because, well, these rules change. So let me just find it real quickly. Here we go. Okay, yeah, the minor in possession of an alcohol requires, hold on. Yeah, a mandatory drug or alcohol awareness program or a drug and alcohol driving awareness program. 8 to 12 hours plus 8 to 12 hours of alcohol related community service and a suspension or denial of your license for 30 days, beginning 11 days after conviction.
Okay.
So, let's say I enter a conviction today. We need to go ahead and do. I mean, it's somewhere in the tray, but it's been since November 22nd, right? So I think we move forward. So I enter the conviction today. And then your hours are due to do your balance. Okay.
So the class hours?
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
You have a balance of 317, and that turns into 16 hours to do payment because you can't pay right now. You lost your job. But you still have a class, and the class is an 8-hour class plus 8 hours of community service that are alcohol related, which means that you take a 16-hour class.
Okay.
because the alcohol related community service, you do it as part of the class. So it's 16 hours of alcohol related coursework. You're going to have a license suspension beginning 11 days from today. Means that 1, 2, 3, 4. That would begin on December 17th. And then it would run until that would end on, believe it or not, Martin Luther King Day, 1/16. And then what happens then is you have to pay a reinstatement fee to the state to reinstate the validity of your license. And, we're going to give them the address that we have on file, which is the one on North 12. And they usually will send you something, but whether you receive it or not, they're going to hold you to it. Okay.
We fixed the mail problem, so yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, still, if you don't receive it, you need to get online and look at DPS for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and make that order today, and that way you know what's coming, and we'll email a copy of the order to you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we'll see you January 18th. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll send you class information.
Okay. So that's all for me today.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Let's see. I need your signature on the community service.
So just come up there.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
What time will you be here?
11:30.
Okay. Yeah. Let's make it noon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We'll see you then. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. He's coming in so we can give him all that stuff. Yeah, and I'm supposed to be in there, but it'll just be what it is. Okay, well, we'll get, he's not going to be here for a little bit. Mr. Matson, I know that you were visiting with Mr. Aguirre, and where are we with regard to that matter?
We are continuing the final pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Aguirre, we'll see you January 18th at 2:00, okay? Yes?
Sorry, I had it on mute. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's here in the court, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Am I excused?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Mr. Matson, I'm moving you forward with Quentin Flowers. Mr. Flowers, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I know you're on a phone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Matson, he's on a phone, so at the end, well, it's gonna move you to the meeting. Here we went. Okay, well, hopefully that will work and be sorted. Hi, Mr. Coakwell, how are you today? Let me have you unmute, that'll help us both.
Did that do it, Your Honor?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Okay,
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. So,
Yes,
yes, so I saw a motor vehicle registration charge and the funds and costs are 151. And I did receive a no contest plea to that charge. And then there was a driving while license invalid charge. The fines and costs are 281. And I did receive a plea of no contest to that charge. Are those your pleas today?
Yes, Your Honor. I was wondering, well, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I also received proof of income. You had requested a payment plan of $50 a month. I'm showing that we could do that. If that's your request at this time, what do you say?
I was wondering whether we could do the, oh gosh, where to go, the compliance dismissal, because all I need to do to get my license back is pay the $105 reinstatement fee. And they give and turn in the SR 22 certificate, which I need to get from my insurance company. I've told them I needed SR 22, and it's on my policy, but they never sent me the certificate.
Okay, so state law doesn't have a compliance dismissal for an invalid license charge.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not, we can't.
Okay,
it's not in the law that that's possible.
Okay.
So can you make a $50 payment today?
Ma'am, I have no money at all. We had to move, and just one thing's led to another, and we're broke. In
Okay.
fact,
So when are you receive disability and that is the source of income?
yes, ma'am. And my wife, we've been, her income has helped the last 3 weeks she's been out of work because she had her toe amputated due to an infection. And she hadn't been able to work. And then we're also, my daughter turned 18, and so her Social Security off my disability ended, and so we're short that. And the new house we just moved into is $350 a month more than the one we were in. So I mean, I don't know what to do really. On the vehicle registration, can I get the compliance dismissal on it? But I'll have to come up with $330 for tax to have a license.
Yeah, so unfortunately, a court date was missed. And that law is very strict, and it just says that when you miss a court date, you waive it. So I already reviewed.
I don't remember missing a court.
Yeah, well, that's part of the problem is that you didn't remember, but your court date was the 11th of November and you came in on the 14th.
I think my phone, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not one of those things where it says if there was a good reason. It's just were they here or were they not here?
I thought I was at the when I don't even remember when that was, Your Honor.
I do though. I have really clear records and you missed the court date. I can start $25 a month. I can start 30 days from today, which is January 17th.
Okay.
And let me ask you a question. I need to get your signature today, however. Can you lawfully get here to sign, please?
Yes, actually our house is just down the street on North 2nd, so I can walk down there. It's like 3 blocks.
Okay, perfect. When can we look for you?
Okay. Just whatever you want me.
How about noon?
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you then.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Matson, I know that you were, oops, that's his. I know that you were talking with Mr. Flowers, and I believe he's just come back into the meeting.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Flowers.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm well, thank you. Mr. Matson, where are we?
Mr. Flowers told me that he was changing his plea to no contest, Your Honor.
Okay, this is the no fresh water provided, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, Mr. Flowers, I'm showing on your payment plan that you were on time.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we can add this to your payment plan. We just need your signature today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you come by today at what time?
You can come by at 1 o'clock.
Okay. I'll make a note. That we're adding it and that you'll come sign for it today. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a nice day.
Thank you. You too, Mr. Flowers.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Mr. Max, let me just see where we are. We've got the Rowe case, that's mine. The Chavez case. Armando Chavez. Let's see. I believe that's his. Yeah, I'll do that next. Okay, so I believe you're done, Mr. Oh, Rodney Rowe. That's your case, excuse me. I have it on mine too then. Okay. Okay, Mr. Rowe, Rodney Rowe is on a pretrial and also on my case, my side. He is 16 and there is a pretrial on a speeding charge. And I do want to talk to him as well because I received a no contest plea on the November 2nd charge. And that was a, no request was made there. And then on the other charge, that is a 54 and a 35. And I received a not guilty plea on that charge. So I'll let you go ahead and talk to him. I don't have enough information to know if I can do team court at this time. I don't have school enrollment. Rodney Rowe, can you unmute? Yeah, you've already unmuted. Are you in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where do you go to school?
Lake Belton High School.
Okay, are you going to be able to provide proof of that today, perhaps?
Yes, ma'am. I've already provided this the last time, which is maybe like a month or two ago.
No. Yeah. Okay, I'll look for that. I didn't see it. I got a license. Okay, and then you've pleaded not guilty on the other charge. So we'll let y'all have that conversation first.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll send y'all over to that meeting. And you are mom, is that right?
Yes.
And what is your name?
Brandy Rowe.
Thank you, Ms. Rowe.
Dad is President Rodney Rowe as well.
Okay, Mr. Rowe, thank you.
Thank you.
You're behind something, so I didn't realize who that was. Okay. There we go. All right, and Mr. Chavez, can you unmute so we can talk? Can you unmute, please, sir? It would really help if you don't move around.
Can you hear me?
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay.
So I did receive there are 3 cases. There's a parking charge. The fines and costs are $214. And I received a no contest plea to that charge. Is that your plea?
Yes.
Okay. And then there is an outside storage charge. And I did receive a no contest plea. That is for October 4th. And the fines and costs are $576. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes.
Okay. And then I received another charge of rubbish violation. And the fines and costs are $576. And I did receive a plea of no contest. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I did receive income information and let's see. Are you the only income to your home at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone else paying bills with you?
I didn't hear you.
Is anyone else paying bills with you?
My wife helped me sometimes, but not all the time.
Okay, does she sometimes work?
Yes, ma'am, but like a part-time job on her side,
Where does she work?
cleaning houses.
Okay. And do y'all have children?
Yes, one.
How old?
She's 12.
Okay. And do you have a car payment?
Car payment?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
How much is it?
800.
What are you trying to do with your cases? Are you trying to make a payment plan?
Well, I spoke with Mr. Robert. I believe he's the person that was out here with me, and I've been having conversations with him because I already did clean up everything on the backside of my house, and he said he's gonna take pictures and put upgrade on my file.
Who?
Mr. Robert.
I don't know who that is, Mr.
I believe he's referring to Robert Sorter, Your Honor, from Code.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So what are you trying to do with these cases? You pleaded no contest.
Well,
you assess fines and you pay them. So I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to do.
well, I was trying to see if I can get dismiss them, because I already cleaned up everything, whatever he told me to do.
I don't have the ability to dismiss them. I think he's talking about maybe not filing more charges.
Okay. Yeah, because he told me like whenever he came by and saw everything, it was clean. He said that the best thing is, speak with you and see if we can get
He doesn't speak with me unless it's a contested charge. He speaks to the prosecutor. Mr. Matson, do you have any information about this case?
At the moment, Your Honor, I don't. I can reach out to Code.
Mhm.
because
Okay, sorry.
he did came out here. I saw him and I spoke with him in person, saying like, well, did you already clean up everything? So I didn't mean to put you, a charges on because you did clean it after, faster than what I thought.
Okay.
So he
All
said
right,
like he's gonna take pictures and send them. I don't know. He said he's gonna put them on file. Then he just told me to, because I had an RV in the back of my porch and my yard, and he told me to get a permit to build a pad. So I went to the city and they told me that the cheapest thing I can do is put chip seal that I already put.
I need to stop you. I need to see about getting the information from them. So I need to move your case to a different setting, because I don't, this setting it's not set up for me to have that information. So we need to reschedule this for December 22nd on the pretrial.
Okay.
And we'll move that to Mr. Matson's docket. And we'll see about sentencing options at that point based on the information that gets provided by the opposing party at that time. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. No, I'm good. So we'll schedule that to be its Zoom like this, okay?
Okay.
And we'll schedule it with the understanding, not that you're contesting it, but you're looking for a break.
Yes, ma'am.
But I don't have any feedback from them right now that does that. I will tell you, my sense is that they don't just toss those out, They might recommend a reduction or something like that. So we can check. Okay. Okay. So we'll schedule it for that. And all three of those, I guess we'll just move them over. Okay.
All right. Do I have to stop by to to sign any paper or something?
Yeah, we're just going to email that to you. You don't need to come by.
Okay.
But you do need to be at the next hearing, okay?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Okay, and so now we're on the Rodney Rowe case, and let me ask the state, can you give me some input?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Rowe would actually like to challenge this ticket, so we were going to set for final pretrial.
Okay, so that's the one case, right, where he's pleading not guilty.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So on the charge that is 54 and a 35, we're scheduling that, Mr. Rowe and family, for sorry, let me get that. I've got the file pulled apart. Let me get it back together. For January 18th at 2. And that's here in the courtroom, okay? Are we clear on that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. And then on the other charge, the speeding charge that is 44 and a 30. Let me look again. I got busy with the next person. Give me just one moment. He's saying that we have proof of his enrollment. Did he have prior cases? Perhaps? Maybe that's when we got it. We had a speeding charge back. Okay, we had a team court already. Okay. All right, yes, we did have that on your previous speeding charge back in, when was that case? September. And so we've already done teen court, so I'm not able to do teen court again. Is he on time? It's not noted either way. Yes, it is. Sorry, it's noted as on time. Have you been to a driving safety course in the last year for purposes of getting a ticket dismissed, but not?
Yes,
teen
ma'am.
court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there's really no option other than to set up a payment plan or community service. You are of an age where it is difficult to find community service because you're not an adult legally, but I can set up a community service option on that one and give you an opportunity, to check in with the community service places that I have on file and see about getting that done. They might require a parent to attend with you. I just don't have this come up a lot, but it would be 13 hours and your due date would be January, let's say February 7th for that. Okay.
Just pay the ticket.
Yes, you can. Do you have a way to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you need more than 30 days?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then I'll just make an order that you have 30 days to make payment. That way it will keep it from going up. There's a mandatory fee that gets added on the 30th day if there is still a balance. It's $254. Does he need to come sign that? No, 30 days to pay. Yeah. Okay, we'll send that to you to the email that we have on file. And I believe we've already scheduled and sent you a note that you have a live hearing January 18th at 2, but I just want to let y'all know on that other charge, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any questions?
Can you get a note? Since we don't have to go in.
Can I get?
Yes, ma'am. Is he able to get a note emailed to him for school purposes for today? Since we don't have to. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And it is, yeah, it's 11:30. Yeah, that's fine too. Whatever you want to do. All right. Okay. Nothing further. Y'all are good to exit. Okay.
All right.